If your manifestation has gone completely quiet, if it feels like nothing is happening, like the universe stopped answering, you are probably closer than you have ever been. Because the final stretch before something arrives almost never feels like winning. It feels like silence. And sometimes, it feels like loss. There are 5 signs that show up right before a manifestation lands. 5 things that start happening in your life, in your mind, and in the way you move through your day. The second one feels exactly like failure, and it is the reason most people quit 2 weeks before the thing they wanted was going to arrive. And the 5th one is the only one that actually asks something of you, miss it. And the door opens and closes without you walking through it. Let's begin. Sign 1. The desire goes quiet. The first sign is the strangest one because it feels like you stopped caring. For months you thought about it every single day. You checked. You refreshed. You calculated. You rehearsed the moment it would finally happen. And then one morning, you just don't. Not because you gave up, because the wanting went quiet. The desperation dissolved. You can still see the goal clearly. You just stopped clutching it. Every serious teacher of this work has described that exact moment. Neville Goddard called it living in the end. The point where the wish stops feeling like a wish and starts feeling like a memory of something that already happened. You don't chase what you already own. You don't beg for what's already yours. And there is a very ordinary explanation running underneath the mystical one. Anxious checking is what the mind does when it does not believe. The refreshing, the counting, the constant "is it working yet?" That is doubt wearing the costume of effort. When belief actually settles into the body, the checking simply stops. The way you stop checking whether the sun will rise. So if you woke up recently and realized you hadn't obsessed over it in days, and a part of you got scared that you'd lost your desire, understand what actually happened. You didn't lose it. You stopped needing it to prove itself to you. Sign 2. Everything starts falling apart. Now the one that fools almost everyone. Right before it arrives, things break. The job you were tolerating becomes unbearable. A relationship ends. A plan you were counting on collapses. Money gets tighter before it gets easier. People drift away without any argument at all. And your mind reads all of it as one sentence: it's not working. Here is another way to read it. Nothing new can occupy a space that's already full. If you asked for a bigger life, the smaller one has to be dismantled first. And dismantling is loud, and it is uncomfortable, and it looks nothing like a blessing while it's happening. Look at your own history and you'll find this pattern already. The job you were fired from that pushed you into the work you actually love. The relationship that ended and cleared the way for the one that stayed. In the moment, every single one of those felt like a punishment. In hindsight, every one of them was a door. Now, I want to be careful here, because this idea gets abused. I am not telling you that your suffering is a cosmic gift, or that hardship is proof you're doing it right. Some collapses are just collapses. Some are grief, and they deserve to be grieved, not spiritually reframed. What I am telling you is this: a collapse is not evidence that it isn't coming. That's all. Don't let the falling apart be the thing that makes you quit. Sign 3. The world starts echoing it back. Third sign. It starts showing up everywhere. You hear the exact number you wrote down. Someone mentions the city you've been picturing. The thing you've been quietly working toward appears in 3 unrelated conversations in 1 week. Repeating numbers. Dreams so vivid you wake up still inside them. Most people call this synchronicity. And you can absolutely hold it that way, as the universe confirming you're on the path. But I want you to know why it also holds up when you look at it plainly. Because a belief that survives examination is far stronger than one that needs protecting. Your brain filters out almost everything. Millions of pieces of information hit your senses, and your mind discards nearly all of them, showing you only what it has been told matters. That filter is programmed by attention. When you spend 30 days focused on one specific outcome, you rewrite what your mind is allowed to notice. Which means opportunities that were always in the room finally become visible to you. The contact you scrolled past for a year. the door that was never actually locked. Whether you call that grace or neuroscience, the practical result is identical. You are now seeing the openings you used to walk past.
And I want to hear this from you. Drop one word in the comments. Which of these 5 is happening in your life right now? Just the number. I read them.
Before the last 2 signs, the thing that costs people at the finish line. The moment you learn these signs, there's a temptation to start hunting for them, to turn every coincidence into an omen, to check the signs the same way you used to check your bank balance. And the moment you do that, you have walked backwards into sign 1, into the wanting, the monitoring, the quiet panic. Signs are feedback. They are not payment. They tell you the direction is right. They don't tell you the date. Nobody can tell you the date. And anyone who promises you one is selling something. Read the signs the way a sailor reads the wind. Note it. Adjust. Keep sailing. Don't stand on the deck asking the wind for a receipt. Sign 4. You become the person before you have the thing. The 4th sign is a change in you that other people notice before you do. Your standards move. You say no to things you would have accepted last year. The underpaid work, the disrespect, the room you'd outgrown. You stop over-explaining yourself. You negotiate instead of hoping. You handle a setback in an afternoon that would have taken you a month. Bob Proctor said the self-image is a thermostat, that your income and your life will always drift back to the setting you carry inside you, which means the thing you're waiting for cannot arrive while you're still set to the old temperature. It would leave. So when your identity shifts first, that isn't a delay, that's the qualification. And notice, this one isn't mystical at all. It's a person who has decided who they are and is now making different decisions. That is how the outcome actually gets built. Sign 5. The unexpected channel opens. The 5th sign, the one that asks something of you. It arrives as a nudge, a strange, insistent pull to message someone you haven't spoken to in years, to go to the event you were going to skip, to open the file you abandoned. Small, specific, slightly inconvenient, and impossible to shake. And notice that it never comes from the channel you planned. You were waiting on the promotion. The opportunity arrives from a stranger in a comment section. You were expecting the client. The money comes from a skill you thought was worthless. The old teachers called this inspired action. Napoleon Hill built his entire body of work around it. The Gita frames it perfectly. Your right is to the action, never to the fruit. You act fully, and you release the anxiety about the timing. Because here is the honest part, and I'll never soften it on this channel. Manifestation without action is just daydreaming with better vocabulary. Every rupee, every offer, every opportunity that has ever reached you through a channel, a conversation, an ask, a piece of work you put into the world. Visualization prepares you to recognize the channel. It does not carry the parcel. So when the nudge comes, move. Within 24 hours. That's the whole instruction. So, the 5 signs. The wanting goes quiet. Things fall apart. The world starts echoing it back. You become the person first. And a door opens where you weren't looking. If even 2 of those are happening in your life right now, this is not the moment to quit. This is the part everybody quits at, which is exactly why so few people ever see the other side of it. Stay still. Stay certain. And when the nudge comes, move. If this found you at the right moment, subscribe to The Wealthy Monk. Every week, I break down the inner work of wealth, honestly, without the fantasy. And the video that pairs with this one is the next step. What to do in the silence. The exact 7-minute daily practice for the waiting period. It's on screen now. I'll see you there.